Okay, so baby's sleepy now. She's asked to nurse. So I'm going to show one or two ways to get her latched on while in a ring sling. I'll back up just so I can see more what's going on. So she's in sort of heart to heart, sort of between tummy to tummy and hip. That's just a place where we're comfortable. I'll simply hold her weight, lift her weight a little bit, and lift up the bottom ring to bounce her down until she's at a level at which she can latch on. And I'll just uncover. And she latches herself at this age. If you have a younger baby, you can help with that. So she's nursing now. Some people like to use this to help cover this shoulder. But, you know, that's one way. Pretty straightforward, especially for an older baby who has good head control. If a baby doesn't, you can always use this, whether they're sleeping or just nursing. You can use the tail, bring it over, bunch it up and bring it over against the top rail of the pouch portion of the ring sling, and take the upper rail and roll or tuck the extra tail fabric into the top so that it makes a little bit of a sort of baffle or a pillow, and that can help support little newborn heads. Another way to get into a nursing position is to lean forward. Can you unlatch for a minute, baby? Yeah. I'll lean forward so that I can separate her body from mine, because right now she's right up against my tummy. And I'll loosen it just a little more by holding her weight and lifting again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her to cradle. I'll lean forward, supporting her body and neck, and swing her. See, her legs are on both sides of me. I'm going to swing her leg around to the front. There. So both her legs are on my side. So I can hold her in sort of a cradle position. And then what I'll do is lift her body to where I want it. I'm going to use my leg to support it. If I'm sitting down, it's easier too. Holding her neck, she's actually still nursing, and adjust the sling to where I want it on her. If I need to adjust her body higher up so that she's not sagging too far and putting a lot of tension on my neck, and you can see how her body is curved now like this, I'm going to take my hand and stick it between the sling and her body so that I'm basically scooping her bottom around, and I'm going to lift her up to where I want her. So here's my hand going under her legs and her bottom, and I'm going to lift her up, higher up. Rearrange the sling, and I'm using the back of my hand here on the inside to spread the fabric down to cup her body a little better in this new position. And then I'm going to tug at the slack. Again, tugging the slack toward the rings. And now here I'm going to use my knee to support the weight of her body so that when I tug the fabric of the sling, I'm tugging only the slack through the rings and not tugging the sling itself. I'll do the inside rail. I grab a couple of inches of width of fabric, so a couple of stripes, like maybe one or two, and pull away and down, just so that she's in a good position up here against me. For nursing, it's not always hands-free. If I had to, I could tighten this, support her neck, keeping her spine straight and her airway open. But I find it more comfortable for me, and she doesn't like fabric on her head, to go ahead and just make it an assisted carry, where she's actually falling asleep. And I use one arm to support her head, just for stability and also so that her latch isn't tugging, which we don't want. So that's and to get her back when she does fall asleep, because I don't like to see babies sleeping in cradle in a sling. That's just something that we've learned since I started using slings. To move her back into an upright position, I'll simply lean forward and gradually place her back in position on my shoulder. When I lean forward, I put her weight into the sling. When I gradually lean backward, I put her weight back on my body. When her weight is in the sling, I can then move her and the sling where I need them relative to me. When her weight is on my shoulder, I can move the sling. So that's what I'll do. When she is done, I'll put her back on my shoulder, and then move the sling to where it needs to and tighten it around her, and then lower her back in gradually. And then I'll be able to do whatever I need to do while she finishes her nap. Oh, right, or you can also just put them down. You can lean over and grab here and lift the sling, pull yourself out through the sling. Hope that helps.